before you leave.
Oh, I didn't know how to sign a book. So.
Yeah, it's new.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my Southern Makes Watch Me Work video. And I've got a special guest with me today. This is Diana.
Hello, everyone.
And I know her from, we used to work together at Chase Bank.
We did.
And we no longer work together.
Neither one of us.
We play together now.
We play together. It's awesome.
We like that a lot better. So I'm going to adjust my camera so there. That way we can see Diana there. And so this is my fourth live YouTube video. And I'm still nervous, and you'll probably see my neck or my cheeks or my nose or something will turn red. But I'm super nervous still. I haven't got over nervousness yet. And when I asked Diana when she got here today, I said, okay, so what do you want to do? What kind of acrylic pour do you want to do?
And I always have ideas in my head. So this is the perfect time to say something random like, let's make fire.
Yeah, exactly. Let's make some fire. So she told me, I've kind of got fire on my mind. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any matches in this room. I didn't know exactly where she was going with that. But she decided that she wants to do an acrylic pour that looks like fire. Now, shame on us for telling you that now, because it might not look like fire by the time we get done. This is something new for me. I've not done any kind of fire looking acrylic pours. So I'm so excited to do it with her because it's a challenge for me. I've done many acrylic pours, but I have not attempted a fire one yet.
You know, everything we do together comes out great.
I know. It's like Big Tex.
Exactly.
Oh, Big Tex came out beautiful. Okay, so if we get done or when we get done and if we have time, then I promised her that we were going to play with some alcohol inks and some epoxy and try to do a fire looking tile. So this is not a how-to video. This is just watch us play, have fun, and learn video. So if you're watching, if you can hit the subscribe button, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts. We don't have any livers right now, but that's okay. I know everyone's headed home right now, but hopefully you can watch it on the playback later. So we're going to get started. So let me get my gloves on, and then I'm going to start filling cups with Floetrol. We're going to be using Floetrol as our pouring medium, and then we've got an assortment of acrylic paints here. And right now I'm just going to start filling my cups. So black needs to have the most, thanks, I do that a lot randomly. We need to have a lot of black. Wait, I need to have a lot of black because I decided to coat mine with a fluid black, and yours you're just going to drizzle. You just need to paint yours black, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to need a lot. That should be good for that color. So we're just going to fill our cups right now. We're going to start squeezing some colors in here.
How much black do you want me to add to yours?
Ooh. Add about $50 circle to it. Yeah, that's good. And I can always add more. And then these are our secondary colors. Just a little bit more. And about the same to all of them is fine. Orange. I can't wait. And we're both going to do different techniques. Diane has decided she's going to drizzle hers on. I'm going to do more of a one line of color at a time. And we're going to see how they turn out. And we have so many lamps in this room right now, so y'all can see what we're doing, that we're actually getting a lamp burn right now. Okay. I'm behind on your cup. All right, I don't know if you can tell, but on the top of my Floetrol bottle, I took a piece of a potato bag that what potatoes come in, and it acts as my filter. I put a rubber band around it, so that way the Floetrol boogers that are in there, they're not going to end up in our cups. So it kind of strains it for us. And there's a big one just dying to come through, but it's not going to.
Creating the colors to make fire was a challenge as well.
Yeah, it really is. You know, we might be very surprised.
It might be.
Or we might be, no, we're going to have to try that 10 more times before we get it right.
We will create fire one day.
Right? So what do you do now, Diana?
I work for, after I left Chase, I went into advertising for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then through some prayer and God opening a few doors, I ended up working with Aflac. And I love what I do. I help people protect their income because life happens to everybody all the time.
Yeah.
So I protect people's income by setting up policies that pay them when life happens, when various life events happen.
Nope, you're not done.
Yeah, I realize that.
Yep. When you're stirring, you've got to hold your cup securely with one hand and scrape the sides and the bottom. Just go back and forth with the popsicle stick. You'll see your color get darker because there is color that is hugging the side of the cup. So scrape the bottom. It releases all that paint that's just kind of sticking to the bottom and the sides. Same thing with all the other cups. And so how long have you been with Aflac?
It'll be almost 2 years. So I really enjoy it.
Wow, it's been that long?
It's been that long, yeah. And I really enjoy it. I enjoy helping people and being there when they need someone else.
Yeah.
Cancer diagnosis is one thing. Cancer diagnosis and nowhere to turn is another.
If it's still swirling vanilla, stir more.
No, it looks like a cherry red milkshake.
Yeah.
So we got black, red, orange.
That red is almost like a pink. I'm thinking I'm going to have to look at my reds again and see if I can find one that's a little bit darker.
Maybe like a maroon add to it.
Mm-hmm, something. This is, I guess, the orange. And if you need to make it more prominent, just add more of the color. I wouldn't do that with red. It's not going to get much deeper. But the orange, you can probably... But scraping helps, though. Just when you think, oh,
yeah,
you start scraping the bottom and it starts getting a little bit darker.
You think the red needs to be darker or brighter?
Both. I think I've got a darker red back here, more fire. I'll look and see as soon as I'm done. What is this, our yellow?
Yeah, Goldie.
Did you put the...
Yeah, I put both the
okay,
gold
cool.
and the metallic.
Yeah, but red is not. It's not.
The red is not speaking fire.
Nope, it's not. It's speaking Valentine's Day.
Right.
That's what I see. I'm like, oh, okay. And then this is the copper. So we're using a Mod Podge of paint colors. We've got Apple Barrel, Master Touch, Delta, Artist Loft, Americana. What's this one? Master's Touch. Yeah. So different ones.
How do you know what paint you want to buy? Or you just see colors and they speak to you?
Yep, colors. I've got my favorite. Like I like the Americana. I like the Master Touch. Apple Barrel. Yeah, it's okay. The Artist Loft is really good. You kind of learn. Like I'm giving away a bunch of paint because I didn't like the way it smelled. Actually,
Really?
I could not deal with the odor. It smelled mildewy,
Ooh.
and it wasn't just one bottle. It's the brand.
Wow.
It's the faux Martha Stewart brand. It's not Martha Stewart. It's the faux brand that Walmart labels to look like Martha Stewart.
Got it.
Wow, look at how gorgeous that came out.
I know. It's almost like with these three colors. I don't know what to do with the red.
Oh, I'm gonna show you. You can
And
even
it's
add
all.
you can even add like navy to it.
Oh yeah.
Just a little teeny bit. But I'm gonna try adding red to it though.
See, that's the thing with paint. Just a little bit goes a long way.
It does.
It's like cinnamon.
Yeah. Yes. I eat that almost every day.
Me too.
Cinnamon. I buy the organic
I put it in
sugar-free applesauce.
Oh, you put it in there?
And put cinnamon in there.
I put some in my avocado green shake thing in the morning.
What do you use to make your shake?
I almond milk.
Just a blender though?
Yeah, just blender.
Does it work good?
Oh yeah.
It
I
does?
just use one of those personal blender things, like one
cup, one serving.
And which I just broke the lid on it because I watched a YouTube video about the cups, how if you don't clean them underneath the rain.
Yeah, mildew, and you can get sick and die.
Right. So I'm all panicking because I've never then I broke the little slidey thing on it. So I was like, well, there was no mildew, and now I broke it.
You know, I need to glitter that tumbler, right? That's a naked tumbler.
I thought about that. I was picking it up. I was like, I should let her do something with that.
If you can part with it, I can glitter it for you.
Actually,
What's your favorite color?
Dark colors.
Well,
gray and
pick
black.
2 colors.
I don't know.
Before you leave, we can talk about it later, but before you leave, pick 2 colors and I'll put your name down the side.
Oh.
Okay, we need to fix this red. So that might help it. I'm going to try it in mine. I'll test it in mine and see what happens. Let's see. That red does have a little bit more blue, dark blue hue in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we want. We don't want
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
That's its own kind of special fire.
Tell me if you can see a difference. Hold on. Oh yeah. See? It's getting darker. It's still not where it should be though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to add this or add that one. This one has more blue. I'm going to try it. You want some?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you squeeze how much you think. And if it makes the paint too thick, we can add more Floetrol. You don't want to add water. Some people do add water. I don't like to add water.
Doesn't
just
it
because
get that little like bubbly thing?
Well, see,
on?
acrylic paints are made with water. So the more water you add to it, you're compromising the color and everything else, the consistency of it. So see how it's,
yeah.
And you want it to roll off of your like warm honey, just like that. So I'm not where I've got too much paint in there. I could still use it. I could still stand for it to be a little bit darker.
Yeah, me too.
I don't really have any.
I added a drop of that. That helped a little. Might add another one.
I think I'm going to add more of this. And this is a thicker acrylic. It's not liquidy. It doesn't have as much water.
I like that brand. When I squeeze it, it feels better.
Mm-hmm. You add too much of the blue, it's going to start turning like almost like a plum.
What do you think of that?
Some fire. It's getting there. I'm going to go with mine.
Yeah, I like yours.
You can add more of this. No, that one. It was that one, yeah. once we're done, we're going to set these off to the side so we don't. There. Okay, I still have no livers right now, and that's to be expected. It's only 6:30.
It's dinner time.
I know. I'm going to turn my Does that look good?
Yep.
I'm going to turn my Southern Makes. Okay, I'm just getting my social media set up really quick. And then we're going to attempt. Now, keep in mind, we're not going to, you know what, we should have just made 1 cup of the blue because we'll never use that much, but that's okay. Yeah. When I have leftover paint, I just put saran wrap over it and I can use it again.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, you can. You totally can. If you see vanilla swirling in there, just give it another quick because they've had time to settle. Okay. Where am I? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is you can use this right here and drizzle it just a little bit, enough for you to paint your board because you're painting your board, right?
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? I think I want this a little bit darker. Mine is like on the verge of charcoal gray. And I don't really want it to be a charcoal gray. So if you need to add, yours is on the verge too. Yeah, see, this is a little bit darker.
I want it to look bright and pop.
Mm-hmm. All right, and keep in mind too your colors. So this orange probably needs to be right here. This is going to be interesting. I'm not promising fire. Let's just get that out there right now. I am not promising you fire. Uh-oh, I'm spilling mine and not even realizing it. Okay, so I'm going to paint mine just like you, but then I'm going to put extra on mine for flow value. So this is what you're going to do right here. Okay. Don't be too liberal, okay, because this has to last you. So you probably don't need much more than that right there. And then just paint. This is going to seal it, and it's also going to help the flow, the traffic flow. That's interesting. Where I dropped the Floetrol, the paint doesn't want to cover that area.
Probably got a little chance.
Then you have to decide if you want to leave your edges natural and let the colors flow off, or if you want to paint it black.
I'm going to paint black.
Go for it. That is so wild that it did that.
I was wondering about that because I was wondering how it would dry and the paint go.
Yeah. Okay, there. Ah. Okay. All right, so I need to do, no, I'm not making a dirty cup. You are making a dirty cup. So, girlfriend, we're going to use this size for your dirty cup. Make sure it's level. Yours looks like the rings aren't under. Try that. Let me see. It doesn't look level. If it's a little off, I'm okay with that, but yours looks a lot off. Where's your bubble? There's a lot off.
It's like right on the line this way.
So it needs to be lifted on. That's what I thought. Okay, so what we're going to do is I use popsicle sticks to raise. So lift your board. And this is the part that's uneven.
I think
Try that.
Yeah. That's better, I think, right?
Yeah, that looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay. How does mine look from your?
Perfect.
Okay, good. All right. So what you're going to do, it doesn't matter if you accidentally spill some on your board. You're going to use little of black. So when you pour in there, I want you to just pour just to wet the whole bottom, like almost up to that very first little notch in black. That's good. And then let's think about the color lineup really quick.
Well, I want to go from.
Do you want to go orange next?
No, because, well, you tell me. There's a blue outring.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't even matter.
So I was thinking that direction.
Yeah, this direction, but you want to start blue?
Yeah.
Okay, so blue, and then you want to go red next, or you want to go orange next?
Red, basically.
Just the way it is? Okay. And mine doesn't really matter because I'm going to be layering. So you're going to, the same amount. Yep, that's almost too much.
Probably is too much.
So now something I want you to play with too, the lower you pour, it stays on the surface. The higher up you go with your cup, it penetrates through all the layers. Okay. So, and you can drizzle it around too, because you're doing a drizzle. You don't have to pour it all on the same spot. You can just move it around. Oh, we've got someone watching.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. We are attempting to do a fire-like pour, and neither one of us have ever done it, and we're excited to try. Right. So this is just watch us work, learn, and play, and laugh a lot. All right, and then you start back down here and go easier on the colors and less, because you need to fill your cup up almost to the top.
Got it.
And I'm going to wait until you're ready to drizzle, because that way they can watch us doing it at the same time. I feel like my top is just like hugging me.
Cold bras.
Well, I got that, but
they do hug us. That's
I know.
When we come home, you're like, oh, time to take that thing off.
I know. Now you're starting to settle. And you can just move it all around in your cup if you wanted to. Just kind of, it's totally up to you, however you want to pour it.
The challenge is to pretend, not to pretend that this is going to come out the way I think it's going to come out.
Yeah, it's not going to.
Yeah, at all. At all.
It's not.
And I know that. I've done enough of these.
But you can probably do the epoxy and the alcohol inks and get more of that effect than we are going to get that effect the way we're doing it now. But I wanted to experience both. Yeah, no, it's going to look nothing like a flame.
Oh, no, not at all.
That was just a cute little guide to get your colors.
Right? We can dream.
But what I want you to know, though, is you can get that effect this way over here.
I think I'm going to be really excited about that, because I've been wanting to do this, like, in my brain. That's why I have so much tile in my home, because I'm like, I'm going to do it.
You're almost there. You can almost stop. Keep going. See where that black dot is?
Yeah.
Fill it to there with
Ooh,
colors.
that was more than I thought.
And then I'll just put lids on these to save them for
When you want to create more time.
tomorrow to try to get another fire, a real fire look.
It's totally not going to come out the way.
It's not.
But it'll be fun. No
It's
matter
going to
what.
be fun.
And it with some blue at the top, and then we'll be ready.
Okay, now let me just tell you this. Everyone does this. Pour slow. Don't pour heavy.
Okay.
Okay, pour soft and slow. And I say that for a reason, because all those colors, you're not pouring milk into cereal.
Right.
You're pouring, remember when you had babies and you had to drip something onto a boo-boo?
Right.
Okay, that's how you're pouring. Because the first thing people want to do is to go, whoo!
Right.
And I'm like, okay, now
And
you
I
have
can
paint
like have this
left.
all in one center. I can go all over the
You're
board,
going to go
right?
all over the board.
Awesome.
So you can start in the center. You can start in the corners. As you're pouring, take a minute. And when you get close to a corner, take a minute to stop pouring. Get your finger. And I want you to kind of tap the corners with the paint that you're going to pour over there. Don't smear it. Just tap it, because the corners are going to be the hardest to cover when you start tilting.
Right.
Okay. Now, you don't necessarily have to use all that paint either. If you have drizzled all over your board and it's starting to spread out now and meet each other, don't keep pouring. Stop pouring and leave paint in the cup. You might need it for later to fix something, or maybe you don't like the way it's turning out. You can pour over a pour. So soft, gentle. We're not pouring tea into a glass. We're almost, and if there's any way, and I know it's hard because there's a whole cup of paint, but if there's any way you can even
squeeze.
Don't squeeze too hard, because once you crack that and it pops, paint's gonna go like that. I mean, you have a white top on, so that would look really nice.
Put fire in my shirt. I thought about that as I was driving here. I was like, oh my God.
So before you start, hold on. I'm going to get my base.
Oh, that's right.
I have to get my base. And I've got to cover just about my whole board in black. But I still have to leave some black because I want black.
I got black too.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You've got some. So I'm just going to get my fingers and I'm just going to move it around. And that's just going to help everything for me to flow a little bit easier. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to itch my little cheek right here because I got an eyelash that is falling. And I can't touch my face. Okay, so I think I'm going to start, hold on, slow your roll. Orange. Very little of blue, so I'm going to leave blue down there. I think I like the, okay. So remember, you're going to drizzle. I'm going to do waves.
Very good.
Pour slow. Nope, don't mix it.
I'm not mixing.
Okay. You want to see what it's going to look like?
Yeah.
Nothing like you imagine.
I know, I know.
It looks like the first thing that comes to my mind is Mufasa. I don't know why.
It's the colors. There's a little bit of a Mufasa coloring going on here. I need more orange.
It'll come out.
Ooh, it looks kind of like a snake.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we're creating snakes tonight.
I think we are.
It's like, look at that right there.
Mm-hmm. Now pour a little bit heavier and see what happens. you'll get a totally different look. Like do it slower and let more come out at a time. So your pattern is a little bit thicker.
Actually, what I'm thinking right now, as far as colors go, Marvel comic books.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But once you start tilting that, all those lines are going to get bigger. It's going to
Right.
soften up, and it's going to do some really amazing things. You'll be surprised. Don't tilt yet, though. When you're all, and don't forget, you don't have to use all the whole cup.
Yeah, but there's some colors back there, like that black. I wish I put more black in there. Oh, I like that. What you're doing.
Oh, never done it before. Right, okay, so now I think I want orange up here. Who's watching with us today? Oh, wow. That is,
Interest.
yeah. I can't wait till you tilt, see what happens.
That's stinking awesome.
Well, I don't know,
I think.
because I don't know what it's going to do. I really
I like the
don't.
bright colors though.
I have no idea what it's going to do. Okay,
I was gonna before I tilt.
it'll make it muddy.
Oh, then
Mhm.
I won't.
Okay, so if you want to pick yours up and start gently tilting it, you're going to lose some of your paint, and that's okay. Kind of cool.
I love how it all shifts out.
Now, you know what? I had an idea. Stop. You can take some of your colors if you wanted to and do some hard,
Oh, that's
do a
good idea.
hard orange, do a hard black, and do a hard red and a hard yellow. I don't know that I would do copper because there's already, I see so
Lot of
much of that
copper,
already.
yeah.
Yeah. Just do like almost like I did, a wave all the way across. A little bit thicker because that line will get lost. Yeah, so pour slower, let it get thick or wide. No, I need some. That was just an idea I had at the very last minute. I thought, wait a minute, she needs some thicker.
I need more corn.
I almost want to do a swipe on this. I want to
Okay,
do a
wait,
swipe
cool.
and then a tilt.
Oh, do it. I'm not stopping you. Be
Well,
brave,
I want
be
to see
free.
what just this and tilting will do. Oh, trust me, I'm going to experiment more with fire. Yeah, needs another streak of orange. And maybe in the center, do a real curvy blue and see what that does. Yeah. And then you're ready to tilt. What did I say?
Tilt.
Tilt. Tilt. Okay, I'm going to start tilting. So here we go. Yeah, remember, we're wearing clothes. And just try to tilt in every direction, but don't get paint in your cups. Yeah, there. Let me try to scoot these back because I can use that paint. There you go. And if you see that you want to add another color, or see, you totally didn't get fire. You see what I'm saying? You can you can look at a picture, and I think the only way you're going to get that is through the epoxy. Oh, it's so fun watching the lines just move.
Oh, wow. Oh, I love that. You see how the red is like spreading into the black? Like right there in the middle, how you got that like the little starburst, you know, phase in there? That's what that's like fire. You know, like that's what fire does.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, you could have tried a ring pour too. A ring pour would have done really cool, I think, too, now that I'm seeing the lines that are being created. If there's any harsh colors, add a different color on top of it. Just keep the same pattern. I think that looks really cool, though. I think it looks really cool. It's not fire.
It's not fire,
but it turned out really cool.
It's a little psychedelic. I like that. I love how the whole thing shifts when
I know. Isn't it
like,
cool?
Oh, I need that a little bit lower, so let me just tilt it down.
Yeah.
Yours is like a rock star. I love that.
I'm going to show you what swiping will do. You can have this one if you want it.
Yeah, but I like the way it is.
You can have it. You can totally have it. I'm going to swipe like maybe one little, well, I don't know. Since I'm going to give it to you, I don't want to swipe it because you like the way it is.
Well,
I can swipe on something else.
To swipe?
Which one do you want to mess up?
This one.
Okay. That's a better way of asking. I need to get a paper towel, so talk to
hello, people. I shall talk to the people while you go get a paper towel.
I'm back.
We had a great talk. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so let's trade places. Side. Okay, so she really likes the way mine turned out, and she's okay if this one gets messed up. So I'm going to show Diana, after I get this booger out, I'm going to show Diana what a swipe is. Nope, I didn't get it.
Did I get on my shirt?
No.
Oh, man.
You didn't. Here.
That's like amazing. I don't even know what I touched.
I don't know what you touched, but you didn't touch this. Need some wipes? Okay, there's some more if you need it. Let me get this booger out for her. Okay, I think I got it that time. Yeah. I mean, I think this looks amazing. So I'm only going to swipe like half just so y'all can see what a swipe can do. This is distilled water.
Doesn't matter if it's not distilled.
It can, yeah. If it's mineral water, it's got too many minerals. It'll react differently. Okay.
So how long did it take you to learn all these techniques?
Oh my gosh. I just experimented and experimented and experimented and experimented. But it's fun. See the cells?
Yeah.
It's going to create more.
I don't know how many times I've heard you say,
look at those cells. And you can't see them?
No, I can't see them, but it's like your motto.
Look at those cells. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really pulling in on the orange.
Okay, so switch with me again. Now that I did that, I'm gonna take a heat gun to it, but there's some cell action going on right there.
Yeah.
I didn't want to burn you. You're welcome.
Thank you for your love and concern.
I'm just doing this now to see if any more cells will pop up and to pop any air bubbles that might be in the paint. Oh yeah, it's popping through. Okay. Isn't that cool?
It is very cool.
Oh, the black thing through here. Yep. Gonna have an odor. Now, if I had a torch, it would really make the cells come through, but I just don't feel safe with a torch. Oops. We've worked too hard on this house. And then I have a little PVC pipe thingy that I stick that in so that it doesn't burn or melt anything. Okay, so that's a swipe.
I like it. So like that one. And if I was to pull out a color, I'd pull out the copper.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah. Because otherwise those bright colors just kind of like, I mean,
I don't like what it's doing right here though. That black is really overpowering.
is that with the orange or is that copper and orange?
It's the orange on top of the black. And there's some yellow in there too. You want to leave it or do you want me to swipe it? I could swipe the whole thing.
Just leave it. I like it.
Okay. So we're going to let this, we've got to move these.
Mm-hmm. That's always the challenge.
We're going to do this carefully. It's going to work. I've got to move my mermaid over. Oh, see? Look at that.
Serious? I told you that was going to happen.
Do you see that? Tabitha, your glass just went into my skin. Okay.
How do you move these?
I'm going to get some more risers and scoot them over. I hope it stays this way. I think it's going to look, once we epoxy it.
Yeah. That's why I wish the copper
was not in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If I send you a picture and you end up not liking it, we can totally pour over it. Okay. That's that one. I'm excited to do that over there.
This is actually changing into something nice. The strong orange.
Yeah, I like the strong orange. I don't like the copper at all.
And I thought the copper would be the color to brighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, give it a little sparkle, but I thought wrong.
Not so much. I can't go there. Okay. Let me just grab it. I know it wants to drip. I don't care if it drips on the carpet.
On your lovely carpet. So I gotta tell you, this is like one of my favorite parts, is to see what happens on the
I
table.
know. It makes for good close-up pictures.
It does.
Yeah, I like taking the close-ups. Okay. Okay, so now we have to change gears. Now we're going to work with epoxy, and we're not going to do it. Let me think for a second. We got to put tiles down, so let's just go ahead and
You got wax, plastic wrap.
yeah, I do. Just not over here where I need it. Let's just move them over. Like, hand them to me, like one at a time, and I'll put plastic wrap on them when we're all done. And then what we're going to do is pick up the risers. And roll that paper up and just toss it.
Okay.
Okay. Throw this away. If you have any unused popsicle sticks, we don't need this. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, y'all. So now, why didn't I put this on in the beginning? My mom made me those aprons when I taught kindergarten. For 1 year, I got to teach kindergarten, and she made those for me. Okay, if you don't mind, get a wipey and let's wipe the paint off these because we're going to use those same risers for our coasters. Just whatever's wet. We'll leave these out. I think we're going to use them again. Okay, so this time we'll just use wax paper, and I'm just going to cut you like. And you can tape it down if you want to. Sometimes it's helpful to tape it because that way everything's not moving. All right, y'all. Now we're going to do some fire-like with some epoxy. So we're going to be mixing epoxy, and we just need one tile for right now because we're just going to do one at a time. You missed the fun. They're right there.
Oh, cool.
Now we're going to do epoxy.
Nice.
You want to watch? You want to go lay down on the bed and watch TV?
I'm tired. I'm ready to go lay down.
Go for it. All right. So when we mix epoxy, I usually use these little, you need part A and part B, and you really don't need a lot. You're going to need some popsicle sticks, clean ones, preferably. If it doesn't have paint on one end, you can use it. All right. Gloves.
Yes, doctor.
Mm-hmm. And then actually, we're going to do the same colors, right? So we should just share the epoxy. So let's mix. Let me redo this. Let's think about our colors. We don't need, oh, hot from that.
Oh, from the computer.
Computer, yeah. No, we don't need purple. We we need blue, red, orange, yellow, black. And we don't need turquoise, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to matter. That's right. I'm not mixing them. Okay. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, another one, 5. So we're going to mix then the big cups of epoxy. And we don't really need a lot because we're only doing 2 coasters and 2 coasters. Whoops. I guess I can put the other one up here. There's room for it. All right. And then if you have a somewhat clean, just give it a quick wipe, and that will be drying while we're mixing everything. Okay, let me think for a minute. Do we want to paint these black?
Yes.
And if we paint them black, no. What we need is a lot of black, because black and epoxy is going to go on there as our fluid base. Okay. Then we're going to add, you know what you could do? Instead of doing like this, fire going up like this, I mean, you can do it however you want to, but I was thinking that if you did like circles, like a jagged
circular
circle,
because then it'd be like looking down on it versus
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's in my brain.
I'm curious to see how a ring will do with epoxy, so I'm going to experiment with that. But I think on this one, and I'm just going to do one color at a time, and it's going to go through. But on this one, I think I'm going to just randomly, because it's going to be black, so then I'm going to randomly streak.
Okay.
Almost like I did.
You have another strainer?
My board, yes. I do. Oops. In the other room. Talk amongst yourselves.
We're talking amongst ourselves. So I have no idea what to say when we're talking amongst ourselves. But I am happy to be here because it's been a while since I've poured anything. And I actually really like doing this. I do. So my idea with the strainer, black, then we're going to do a very thin blue, and then probably orange, red, yellow. And I'm hoping that it will spread out into like a fireball of fire.
What size do you want? You want small or you want big? Doesn't matter.
I think I want the...
You can change it if you want to. It's fun.
I know, I'm actually kind of like excited.
Do you want to do one at a time, or do you want to do it at the same time?
We do it at the same time.
Okay, so we have to mix our epoxy. So, epoxy. I'm so excited. We still have one watcher. Who's watching with us? Oh, come on, tell us who you are. Type in the comments. This is going to be fun. I am looking forward to this right here. Let me give you a clean, because you're going to need one of these. Epoxy is sticky.
Foxtrot Charlie, how are you? Say something.
Are you watching?
What am I using this for?
You're going to need it.
Oh.
Because it's sticky. It gets sticky, so just keep it handy. Okay, Fur, draw me some comments. Okay, so when you're mixing epoxy, you have to have equal parts. I think we're going to use these cups. Okay. And what I do is I try to get the level that I want to pour. So I stack my foundation however I can think to stack it, and I draw my line. And this is going to give me my guide. So my part A and my part B are going to be equal. And I did not come up with this idea. I got this from Jessica Baccioni. I think that's how you say her last name. She has her own Facebook group, and she does glitter tumblers. She does amazing glitter tumblers. I've learned a lot from her. And she's the one that taught me how to do that. So Jessica Baccioni, I hope that's how you say your last name. Okay, so then what you do is, here's my popsicle sticks. You're going to pour. One is more fluid than the other. And when you get to the thicker one, and I can't tell if this is the one or not, this might be the thinner one. When you get to the thicker one, right before you get to the line, you want to stop because the thicker one takes time for it to rise to the line. So, yeah, this is the thinner one. So this one's easy. We're going to have a lot of epoxy left. I'm probably mixing too much. And then I like to write on the cup. Thanks.
What type is type?
Yep, that one was B.
Yeah, it's B.
Because if I have to mix more, you don't want to compromise.
Right.
So try to keep it all the same. Oh, all the same. Oh, that's getting sticky. So you'll see how thick this one is. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And right before it gets to the top line, I'll pull back. Let's see if I got it.
Oh, pretty darn close.
Yeah, right?
Well,
It's
then.
still rising.
I know, it's crazy.
It's creeping up there. So that one's settled right at the line. I'm just going to get a little bit with my popsicle.
That's not right on the line, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now that it's settled?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll leave it alone then. Okay, so if you can stick that one out of the way, please. I'm not screw that on tight because it was kind of hard to do. All right, and we'll need a pouring thing. And I like to pour my more fluid one in first, because that thick one, it's better if it joins into the more fluid liquid. It just makes it easier. And then you really have to be super good about scraping every ounce out of that cup. And just when you think you have it all, you don't. You go back and you scrape some more and you find some more, because if it's not equally measured as close as possible, it's not going to cure. So I get into every little crack, and look, I still find more.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It's like me with peanut butter.
Yep, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, and then you pour in the thick one, which is so satisfying to watch.
So tell everybody what we're doing again.
So right now we're going to try to create a fire look using epoxy and India inks. These actually aren't alcohol inks. They're India inks.
So what does that mean, India inks?
They're just not, they're made up different than alcohol inks. Oh, Look at how nasty.
Do another show.
No, we're still going.
No.
Can y'all see my husband? No, you can't. Okay, he's out of camera. My husband's in here just watching us. So we're going to try to create a fire. Look, those didn't come out fire, but they came out cool.
Yeah, minus the copper.
And I think we can master it. I think if I, kept.
You got to start with an idea.
Yeah.
Light bulbs didn't happen overnight.
Yeah. So this is going to be really cool. This, we use the heat gun and everything.
Ooh, we get all into this.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, there's still some in there. Okay, so I'll set that one aside, and then I get a clean
Almond butter, right?
popsicle stick. Did someone make a comment?
Yeah.
How come I can't see comments? Are they commenting on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull this up, y'all, because I'm not seeing any comments right here. Look.
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, right here. See?
Oh.
Oh,
Maybe live chat?
duh. No wonder I'm not seeing y'all's comments. I'm so sorry. Look at all those sweet comments, Fur. Almond butter, yes. Okay, and will you time me? I got to stir for 3 minutes.
Okay, it is.
Isn't that cool looking?
It is very, oh, yeah, that is. It's like water without.
That
water.
is so cool looking.
3
3 minutes.
Go.
And I'm going to stir slow because I really don't want to get a lot of bubbles in this. I don't only stir, I do zigzags.
So it's exactly 3 minutes or
Exactly 3 minutes. Go more if you have to. Do not
go less?
even try to go less because it will show itself.
Really?
Wow. I'll be like, I ain't curing. You didn't stir me for 3 minutes. They ain't lying. When they say 3 minutes, they mean it.
That's good to know because I'm more of the shortcut person.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
like,
I am too.
you know, it
yeah.
says a half
Just
teaspoon. of
eyeballing
something.
it.
Yeah,
I just
eyeball.
eyeball it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nope, not with epoxy.
So did you figure that out the hard way?
Yes, I did. It didn't cure.
And when something doesn't cure, can you fix it or is it a done piece?
Not really. It's really a done piece. You can try pouring epoxy over it, but then you're going to risk if there's any air that's escaping or anything
layers.
like that. Yeah. So I would just assume just do it all over. I was scared to death of epoxy when it took me months to really get the courage to, I went and bought
Why was
it
that?
because it's a chemical, because I had watched so many YouTube and Facebook videos of nightmares of people, things went wrong. It's not curing. It's too cold in my room that I work in. It's not wanting to cure. Just all kind of nightmares. And nothing that I really should have been afraid of because, it's art and okay, try again.
Right.
So you're really looking for a really clear consistency. You don't want to use epoxy in 65 degrees and lower temperature, or it's really not going to set up and cure. It has to be.
So people up in Minnesota that are currently -60,
they are not working with epoxy right now. And
anywhere in their house.
Yeah, and if they are glitter tumbler makers or acrylic art like this, they're dying because the temperatures are keeping them from working.
So basically, they're not working.
I don't think that they are. I don't know how they could because your heater would have to be going nonstop. People were saying that their heaters, even it running full blast all the time, all day long, they couldn't get it warmer than like 60 something in the house or whatever.
Yeah, a friend had bought it off Amazon, new heater delivered same day so that we could try to keep the kids warm.
Yeah.
Okay, we are coming up on 3 minutes.
Yay! And it's looking good. I like the consistency of it. It's still clear. It does have a lot of bubbles in it, but less than what I was thinking.
Hit the 3 minute marker. So
we're
whenever you
off.
feel is ready.
Okay. Hey, Fur, you know what? I think that you can share this video. So if you share it on your Facebook page, the link, we might get more viewers that way too. I'm just trying to get the word out there. All right, so I think we're good. This is way more than we need. We do not need this much epoxy, and I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I'm going to be epoxying some pieces after you leave, but I don't know what I was thinking. And there's actually a calculator. You can go on artresin.com, and you can tell it, okay, I have a 3x3. How much epoxy do I need for that? And it will tell you, need, you know, 2 ounces or 1 ounce or whatever. This is, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. But I do have a lot of pieces to epoxy, so you have about an hour to an hour 30 minutes working time.
Before it's just solid in the cup.
Yeah, before it starts getting tacky and drying and curing. In this kind of temperature and season, it does take 2 days to dry, but I like my pieces to cure for about a month or more, just depending.
So can you buy this already pre-mixed or?
No.
Okay.
No, because it starts drying and curing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit in each cup. And we're going to use, there's something in that one, right on the bottom. I think it's stuck, whatever it is. Okay. We're both going to use the same colors. Let's see if I can evenly distribute this. I'll go back and add more if I have to. Can you tell I'm concentrating? Yeah. It's so quiet. Okay, what does that look like?
Got the most of these two, and these two are wannabe cups.
They want to be. Did that help them?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, helped.
Okay, so we might just have enough actually. Let's do one at a time.
Okay.
You have to hurry though. Okay, so that needs to stay. We're going to use that though. We still have a lot of time, but at the same time, we still need to keep track of
the last second.
The thing about this is these are going to be more, what is it called when you can see through?
Opaque.
Yep, they're going to be more opaque.
So have you thought about like ever covering something in epoxy, like a colored epoxy? Like say you did one of those pieces that you and Tabitha did, but covered it with a blue epoxy.
I don't think I've done that yet, but I've seen it done.
Okay.
You mean the base coat?
No, like your top layer. So you're gonna pour.
We're pouring clear epoxy on one of these right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like on those, when you seal it and you're pouring the epoxy on top of it to seal it, is that what you pour on top? The final color that so that, like with like say you put less blue in there,
but see, if you're using different colors though, I see what you're saying.
Say like
it only helps the same color that you're pouring onto it.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm gonna pour and you start stirring.
Okay.
Do you have more popsicle sticks?
Oh yeah, I got some right here.
You do? Okay. Whoops. Oh, no, come on. And then scrape the sides too. Oops, almost too much. Mm, dangerous, dangerous. Okay. Is that orange?
Yeah.
Okay. That black looks yummy.
I know. I was
So
thinking that, and then
rich.
I was actually seeing like these little cells on the side. I'm like, ooh, look at
Really?
those cells.
Cool. This almost looks pink.
That's why the orange almost looks red.
Ooh.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Now, keep in mind the fire picture in your brain.
In my
So
brain.
you see more orange.
Right.
So keep that in mind. You're not going to use heavy on any of these colors, but maybe orange. That yellow is banana yellow. I can't really
It's bright.
change it though.
Can you mix these type of colors? That'd be kind of dangerous, I think.
Yeah, I don't have the right color to mix. Okay, so let's just do one for right now.
Okay.
I am going to start with this one, and I'm going to put a layer of epoxy, and we do not need a lot. When I say we don't need a lot, I mean we don't need a lot.
What does this layer do?
It's going to make it fluid. That much. And you're going to smear it on with your finger. We might have to add more, but you start little and add to it. You don't want to add too much because then you're wasting it.
Right.
You can't really take it off. And okay. And this is where I said you're going to need your wipings more on this project. All right, and then I'm going to get the heat gun, and I'm going to take the heat gun to it and make it even more fluid and pop any bubbles. Which one? This one. It's kind of warms it up for us to make it more fluid. Okay, and then we are going to start. I think I'm going to do a puddle. You want to start with the strainer?
Whatever you want.
Let's start with this first just to see how it reacts, because I really want the strainer to look good. So I think I'm just going to do a puddle, but I'm going to start with orange because that's the first color that I think of with a fire. And we're doing little amounts.
Are you like going around that orange then, like outside of it, like a ring around it, or are you pouring in the middle of it?
I'm going to pour in the middle.
Okay.
And remember, we use little because it's going to push out and spread. I just want to see how this technique works. I probably should have started with black. Wait a minute. Did you just do black?
Yeah.
Weren't we supposed to cover the whole base black?
That's what I thought, but I was following.
Yeah, no, don't follow my lead. Let me continue with this one, and you pour more, just a little bit more, and tilt it to get it to spread. So like maybe a quarter. Okay, good. Now spread that. Tilt it and spread it. I'm glad I caught myself.
So could we have just done the black on the bottom instead of the clear epoxy?
Yep. Totally could. Matter of fact, if you want to smear it with your finger, just join the two of them. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. That's how we learn.
I know.
Never apologize when it comes to art.
Right? Yeah, this is totally not going to be fire, but that's okay. I wanted to see what it looked like this way. Just make sure that white is really covered up good. Yep. You're good. That'll cover up. And then how do you want to apply yours? Are you going to do a ring? A ring's not working good. If it was me, I would like just drizzle
Okay.
or do a line base.
I know.
And you do it however you want to. However it makes sense in your mind. And I'm going to try not to use all the epoxy.
That came out faster than planned.
Is that blue? It's not going to show up.
I'm hoping that it separates a little bit just so that there's a hint of it. I don't want it to be bright.
Mm-hmm. I'm experimenting, so I want to see how when you drizzle it just with a popsicle. But they're so opaque. They're not I'm getting some fire red and orange. I mean orange and yellow. And you might have to stir them too once they start settling. If you pick it up and it looks like it's settling, then just go ahead and give it a quick stir.
Well, that little orange looks like a fetus.
It does.
You guys see
I'm
that?
it does.
It looks, oh, now it's rolling. So it's
Yeah.
tilted.
Yeah. I'm gonna start tilting mine.
Yeah, the heat. Yeah.
Back up.
Funny where that blue came out of.
Okay, I'm gonna tilt. Did we say that we were trying to make it look like fire? We meant we're using fire as our palette.
Right, because this part is not happening quite yet.
Check it out.
That, that's, I like that with the white base. It actually came out a little bit better because the color was so
Brighter.
opaque. Yeah. You know, one,
Add some.
I need to get rid of my fetus.
Now drizzle colors. That's cool.
It's fire in my imagination.
No, it is. Add some orange and yellow. Like,
No.
but drizzle it in that shape. Oh, we're mixing colors. Just play with it. Just play with it. I wouldn't use a popsicle stick. I would use the colors though.
Yeah, but I don't want to waste them. It seems like
No, it's okay. We're not gonna. We have more to add to our colors.
Mhm.
We just got to be careful not to mix.
Oh,
Like that one got a little bit of black in there.
does it? Oh.
I might have done it too. I'm not saying you did it, but we're gonna have to add more epoxy to do this one. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna start adding epoxy. Because I don't want
Okay,
it to
so my
start
next
getting
one, I'm not
tacky.
going to do a black base.
Yeah.
The black,
You want to try it on white
Yeah, I'm going to try mine on white. But when
and not the strainer?
Yeah, with the strainer.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do too. Okay, let me add epoxy in there, and we might have to add more colors. So let me divvy this out, and we won't need to put a base of any kind on for this one.
Right.
Oh, that conversation is not coming out of YouTube.
Oh,
Can you close that door? Thanks. Be surprised when it picks up. I might have enough just for one. I don't know. Which one needs more? Blue needs more.
Look at that. We used all your epoxy. You
I
did make it right.
know, and I thought, oh, that is way too much. I'm gonna get every bit out though.
Put in the orange.
Oh, doesn't make a difference. Okay, let's add a little bit of color of each one. Oops, that was too much. Just a little bit. I almost want to do something different than you just so I can show you the effects, because you can also put, well, I don't have any clear to do it. You can put clear and then just drop the ink and it has a really cool effect. Should I mix some more epoxy?
I think it is, yeah.
Really quick. Let me try to do it really quick.
This is B.
Thank you. All right. We're going to mix some epoxy really fast. Like a translucent blue or some other color. Oh, I don't know what, I forgot what question we asked. Oh, that lamp is hot. Just saying. Shoot, I need to mark my thing. I'm really guessing right there.
I think it'll be enough.
What is this? B? Woo!
Hello.
Oh my word!
It came out fast. That's like perfect amount right there almost. Is it still rising?
Maybe just a. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah. I'm say that's like dangerous to
Yeah.
pour just a smidgen on B.
I didn't realize that was the. I always get it mixed up when it comes to the.
You should put the thick, like.
Yeah, I need to. I need to write
B
thick on the top of here.
B is thick, right?
No, this one is thick.
Okay.
That came out fast, so that one is not thick. Okay, we're gonna do a strainer with epoxy. I don't think I've done a strainer with epoxy. I've done epoxy with, I've done a strainer with acrylic and Floetrol, but I don't think I've ever attempted it with epoxy. You did, but it came open. Thanks.
I think you got perfect there because you're less on the A or B.
Okay. Ugh. That was kind of funky. Real funky. Okay. I gotta hurry.
Cup to mix.
Yeah. I think both of them will fit in one of these.
Yeah. Well,
Actually, I should just pour one into the other. That was dumb. Just trying to hurry. So I need you to time me again.
Yep. Got the clock ready, Captain.
Yay. Fur, I'm looking forward to our couples pour. That is going to be so much fun.
What is that going to be?
The 8th.
Woohoo. Is that like your Valentine's Day pour?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm doing, offering 2 free couple pours. And they're literally going to have to do everything together. Like tilting,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to sit on that end. And they're going to have to pour together. They have to mix together. So it's going to be fun. I have to be careful stirring this.
Yeah.
I just don't like to use tall cups because then you waste a lot of it as it's hugging.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Just stir slowly.
Yeah, totally. Okay, ready? Stir, 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 stir. Did you work today, Fur? Are you feeling better now? There, I got it mixing good.
All right, at the 25-second mark, we have the resins mixing well.
Mm-hmm. Finally.
Notice the stirring action going on.
Right.
So carefully scraping the bottom of the cup and pulling from the sides as well.
What do you think about adding white to our?
I think white would be amazing because
Here,
that's
get a cup and I'll pour some out when I'm done, and then we'll add white. I think white is.
it's probably still over. I don't think you grab the white.
Yeah,
I think you need to keep stirring them.
I will. We'll add white and drizzle white onto our just to kind of break it up. Mm-hmm.
Mine has definitely needs to be broken up. Yeah.
Am I there yet?
That's a question that every kid asks, like 5 minutes into the
Are we
drive.
done yet? Are we there yet?
And we are currently 1 minute and 18 seconds into the stir.
And we
Stir.
can add glitter to it too.
That's true. But I'm just so disappointed in,
I know.
you know, like you can smash it and make it as tile fragments on top of a picture
No.
somewhere.
Are we there yet?
Almost, honey.
Okay, get that white lid off. Shake it, take the white lid off, and it might have that little furry seal on it. Because we got to do that fast because this is going to start, I'm going to have to take the heat gun to it.
How's this stir any different than your last stir? Just less of it?
What?
Adding the color.
What do you mean?
Like you said, we have to do this one fast.
Oh, because this stuff is
this is
our working time. Yeah, this epoxy is older.
I got you.
Am I 3 minutes?
Almost 2 minutes and 18 seconds in, and she's still stirring and stirring well. Notice those fingers are just grasping that popsicle stick, and the action that's happening there. We are concerned about arthritis 10, 15 years down the road.
I already have it. What are you talking about? It's here.
We're gonna have to send her to training.
I
Make sure that
know.
physical therapy happens. And we're now 2 minutes and 42 seconds into our flight.
Oh, Fur, you left us?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing this plane in 10 seconds. The weather here in Texas today is now cold.
Well, we use that term lightly because Minnesotians are.
My best
What?
friend, my cousin, and
What's the degrees there?
yes, you know, and
Is that it?
yeah, we're done.
Okay.
So I was watching one of my friends that posted. I have a lot of
I don't
friends in
really need a
Minnesota.
lot, so let's just do
Um,
that little bit because this
yeah.
has to last us for the strainer.
She sent me a video of some news channel. This guy is like sleeping in a hammock in Minnesota outside in this negative something weather. And I'm like, I got 3 pairs of socks on and it's 35 degrees.
I hope this isn't going to do the same thing. Well, no, we have a white background.
Need a popsicle stick. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Knock yourself out. Something tells me to save some of this.
I think you should.
So let me stir, join these up. Try to do lines. Oh, look at how it's reacting. That's weird.
Is it, you think it?
Maybe it wasn't stirred well. That's why. Yeah, because ink will do that. I was going to say, why is it doing that? But it just dawned on me it wasn't stirred good. Not enough.
I need to work on my stirring skills, ladies.
Yeah, ink will do that right there, and it won't mix well. We can warm it up, and then you can tilt that if you wanted to see if it will just kind of blend in with any of those dark colors. Yeah, these are starting to get a little bit sticky, so we gotta. Let me heat them really quick. Watch your fingers. Pops the bubbles. I'm going to try to make it fluid for you, warm it up, and then you might be able to tilt it. Okay, let me see what I can do with this. Oh, this is gummy. Ew, why is that so thick? Yeah, I like that. You want to tilt yours any?
I did a little bit, and I kind of like, you see how the one color is like rolling on top of
Well, let some of it come off then, and let
No, I
it see what it does.
that.
You like it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that kind of was.
All right, get your strainer, center it. Decide what color. Do we want to add white? Because if we do, I can make the rest of this white.
Yeah, let's add white. Might make it less gummy.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure what happened there. Unless it had too much ink. No, that might be it. I don't think I need any more clear, so I'm just going to use the rest of it in white. Any other color you want to add it to?
No. Well, orange if you got any left over.
Okay. Okay, y'all. So we're going to do the strainer. I've never done a strainer with epoxy. So this is going to be fun to see how that turns out. We're going to go easy on the white. So most people, when they do a strainer pour with me, they want to go ahead and just pour the whole cup in at one time. And that's not what
do layers.
That's not what we're doing. So this is what we're doing. That's okay.
Here, do this one.
No, it's okay. That's okay. All right, I'm going to start with black. And you're not trying to fill up that circle down there. You're just pouring and pouring until it starts pushing out. And then when it starts pushing out, once you see your flower coming through, then you're going to start tilting. So there you go. Start with whatever color. It'll start pushing its way through, and if I need to take a heat gun to it, I can certainly do that. Put white to separate out. Filling in a little. And you're really just like doing dime size. You're not trying to fill up the well.
Maybe red orange.
See mine coming out?
Yeah.
That tells me it's not level, so I'm gonna lift it. Okay, black. And what's some blue? A little bit of white. There's still some blue. So we're both about ready to start tilting.
Yeah.
But let's just go ahead and try to use it all up. Might as well. And then with that lid, can you get it? You got it?
Yeah.
You can probably start tilting. So you're going to lift that and stick it somewhere else on. Don't go over this though. And yeah. And then gently start tilting it. That's crazy that it's doing those bubbles.
It's not normal. Oh, what? Yeah.
Well, because of the suction.
I guess that's like the epoxy version of the sprayer.
I can pop them really quick.
I should use more blue.
Oh, there's hardly any, but you can use what's in there. You want me to pop those bubbles?
Oh, yeah. I know this.
Oh man, it's getting sticky. Okay, I'm going to start tilting. Take the heat gun.
The yellow's kind of useless.
Yeah, it is. It's so opaque.
It's so opaque and it changes so quickly.
Ooh, there.
Wow, look at that.
Mhm. Watch out.
Mhm.
I hate gonna get hot. Wow.
So for someone like me who wants control over the environment,
Mhm.
not having control over what these colors do is
Mhm.
totally
Well,
against my nature.
it's all
I mean, one
trial and error.
well,
Because when you start doing it more and more, you learn your colors. You learn what's gonna work, what doesn't work, what your likes are, what your likes aren't.
well, I can see like looking at yours and looking at mine, which yours is like, oh wow, that's a really cool flower, and mine's like, wow, that's a mess.
But you know what? You learn though. You learn
Yeah,
when to
What colors
start
are-
tilting, what colors to
See,
put in next.
Yeah, because that's what I was like, oh, I should have did more white because my brain, everything's gonna stay separated. Which
Yeah.
I should know that by now. It's not going to. So
Is there any more of one color that's bright that you can pour on there?
where's that fetus again?
So funny. That's kind of cool.
That's actually really cool.
Oh. Hate when that happens.
It's okay. You know, it can't make this thing any worse. It already is.
But you know what? This is the practice you need, though.
It is
So
absolutely, because remember
I had
said
the
I
same
don't
type of pours in the beginning. I had pours that did that because I wasn't mixing right.
Yeah.
You start learning what colors you can put on top of each other and which ones you need to stay away from. Like you don't want to put blue on top of the black.
Right.
They're too close. Orange on top of blue is awesome. Orange on top of black is awesome.
Which makes
Red
sense.
on top of black, anything on top of black is awesome.
Except
Other than
for
blue,
yellow.
purple,
Yellow
those
just
aren't good.
turned into.
See, now that's cool.
Kind of like in the white to
The
break up
contrast, yeah.
fetus thing going on there. It's like a psychedelic fetus.
Let me see if I can.
Don't do drugs, folks.
I know, right?
That, well, you both of yours are just like, man, that's awesome. Mine are like, go back to preschool.
Yeah, but you know what? I've had a lot of practice too.
I need to just set up an art room in my house
And just start practicing. Even if it's just one table, don't go crazy and go buy, all of Hobby Lobby. It took me years to accumulate a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So, some of the most important things are the tiles. You can get those at Home Depot for dirt cheap.
Right.
These little cups, if you stick your popsicle stick sideways like that, tomorrow when it's dry, I can literally peel the whole epoxy out of that cup. It'll come right out.
Wow.
And then you can reuse the cups again if you wanted to. But, these are fairly cheap at Walmart.
Right.
These you can buy in a pack. Use a coupon. Acrylic paints do not work well in epoxy. For practicing, you can start with acrylic paints and then move to
actually, I think I like these whole, what do you call them, India paints? I like them, India ink. The things that
this stuff right here.
Right.
This stuff will color epoxy.
Okay.
You start moving into the mica powders and you start moving into, there's another one here that I have somewhere. It's specifically for coloring epoxy. Acrylic paints don't work well in epoxy. You can start practicing with those.
But
just
my
to kind
goal
of
is
get the
to make
feel.
fire on a tile at some point in my life.
No, we can. It's
So
just
it's just have
I've
to
never
be
done it.
practice.
Yeah, it's just practicing. It can be done because I've seen acrylic artists do that very look, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But we don't have the right.
So I need to find like a right and just. I learned that so far starting with a white background is going to start better than a black background.
It depends on the look you're going for, though. Because if you want, let's just say, black background with orange and, or let's do this, a black background with, let's just say, white, pink and another pastel-y color, that's going to look awesome because it's going to pop.
Right.
It just depends on the look that you're going for. And everything is relevant. Are you going to use inks? Are you going to use acrylic paints? Are you going to use mica powders?
Right.
It just, everything is.
Well, what we did with this, I think I would start white because that's getting you a little bit brighter than orange on the background. I mean, it might even start with an orange base and then build out of an orange base. I'm going to create fire.
You can do this. Go on to YouTube and search Artist Till Death.
Okay.
I've learned so much from them. And when you get onto their channel, search fire. And I think they have actually done some. They specifically work with epoxy and true alcohol inks and mica powders. They don't do acrylic paints.
Okay.
Not with most of what they do. Like they used to when they started out, they were using acrylic paints. But acrylic and epoxy, it turns foamy and it can become a mess. So they've actually advanced from acrylic paints into mica powders, alcohol inks, and whatever else they're using. But they're great to follow, to see their techniques and how they do it. You can create a fire. And the thing about it is because we did not get the look, it's just going to challenge me to keep trying. When, what's her name? Norma. When Norma challenged me to do peacock colors right before Christmas, oh my word, I was doing everything in peacock because I was determined to get the right look.
Right.
And I did. I got several peacock color coasters, and she, was able to pick out several of the ones that I did and give them as Christmas presents.
Oh, that's cool.
But I went through so many trial and error before I actually got, and actually her relative got some of the better ones. But let me just show you. This is my all-time favorite. I don't want to sell it. I don't think I am.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Isn't that gorgeous?
So what colors did you use for that?
All peacock colors. Turquoise, purple, gold. But I think I was using Floetrol and glue all for this. So it just depends on what you're going for,
right?
And you just have to keep trying until you get that look. If you're going to seriously try it, I would say epoxy is the way to do it.
Yeah. I'm building in my head epoxy. Got to get the right mix of color there.
And these are very opaque, but when you start using like mica powders and other elements in the epoxy, you'll get a deeper color.
Have you done like India ink with the mica powders mixed?
No, I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't think I would. But yeah, if you go on their they have Facebook too. They're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. And with every video, of course, they show what brand and what color they use.
Oh,
and then they have links if you want to buy it from their like Amazon store or whatever, if you want to try to find it, somewhere else. But follow them.
Okay. Awesome.
They're a good start, but definitely search fire pores, or I'm just trying to think of what they would have called it. If you just type in fire on their channel, you'll probably pull up a few videos on, and I'm going to be doing the same thing because now it's going to challenge me to do an epoxy, and I'm probably going to have to order some products because I probably don't have the right products to get the look that those pictures that you showed me, that can be done with epoxy.
Right.
But it's just trying it until you get the right look, because there's techniques in everything. There's techniques in how much you add into the epoxy. It should never be more than 10% of the epoxy that's in the cup. There's techniques in how you either swirl it with a popsicle stick this size, or if you're going to drizzle it, if you're going to use a heat gun, are you going to use a torch? Are you going to use a straw to push them out into each other and maybe
Right.
get some lacing? I mean, it's just, there's so many techniques that have to be learned before you can even
Make fire.
before you can even make fire. Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
So I hope y'all enjoyed watching us have fun, laughing, learning, and just having a good time. I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I don't normally do epoxy pours. I'm more acrylic Floetrol kind of pour, but this was a lot of fun, and I did learn a lot in us doing, opposite techniques of each other. So big learning curve for me.
Big learning curve for me.
And now it's just going to challenge me, because now I'm going to want to go and buy the mica powders or the proper inks to use in epoxy so that I can get a fire look for Diana. So I enjoyed my beach pour that I did the other day. That was a lot of fun. And I think the pours that we did today are actually, they're changing even more, but they turned out really cool. So I'm happy with them. But anyways, my next guest so far, I think, is going to be Fur and her husband. And I'm doing a couples pour. So that's going to be February the 8th. And we are hoping, I think, to be live between, if my memory serves me correct, we should be up and running around 6:30. Actually, between 6:30 and 7, now that I remember our text messages. So that's going to be February 8th. And then I'm still hoping to get another couple to take me up on my couples pour. So if you're watching and you're local to me and I know you personally, I'm inviting you to my workshop so that we can do a couples pour together for Valentine's for February. So thank you all for watching, and I guess I will see you next time on Southern Minx Live on YouTube.
Bye.
Thanks for being here with me.
Thanks for having me.
You're
And
welcome.
making me make fetus pours. My pores look like a fetus.
But you know what? You learned so much.
I learned a ton, and I learned a ton of what not to do.
Yeah, and I did too. I'm
But
really
yours
thrilled.
looked like something. Mine was like, I'm still in kindergarten. I'm serious. Like things I poured, I got like a
But you know
blob and then
what?
like a little trail.
But you know what? The cool thing about it is you're going to save those, and you're going to look back after about a
That's
year.
the only reason. I'm gonna be like, this is where I started.
After about a year of experience, you're going to look back and just have a good
I
laugh.
would sell these as my original pieces. when
And
I'm
you know,
famous.
someone will actually like them and say, how much?
Right.
I've had some pieces like that, and I'm just like, not very much.
Please
So,
take them off my hands. Yes.
Yeah.
These will be my works of art when in a year when I'm famous and people want pieces by Diana.
There you go.
I will sell these.
Hey, that's a good name. Pieces by Diana.
Yeah, Pieces by D.
There
So,
you go.
Yes, and then I'll even autograph them.
Are you going to put the little cork on the back to make it so it won't scratch your furniture?
Yes, I
And
mean
autograph it?
exactly. They're going to be high
High end. Yeah.
high end. So be looking for those in a year from now.
We had a great time, y'all. If you're watching on the playback, thanks so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to grow my audience, and I love sharing everything that I have learned from other communities on Facebook and YouTube, and I enjoy sharing what I have learned. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I said bye.